Charlie Baker and Tim Cahill share the same strategy: to take your anxiety, whip it up into anger, and try to ride that into office. In crisis, my friends, we need to turn to each other, not on each other. Optimism and effort is the reason why we were the top winner in the national race to the top competition, and why Cape Wind got its final federal approval. Optimism and effort. Commonwealth of ours will be home to the nation's first offshore wind farm. That's why we're investing again in our infrastructure, rebuilding our roads and rails and bridges, our parks and recreational facilities, our college campuses.
This video is a wake-up call to those of you political moderates who might be considering a vote for a GOP or Tea Party candidate this fall. Don't do it. You've got politicians like, the Patrick administration. They're working for the middle-class people, trying to help us. Meanwhile, the GOP and the Tea Party are basically engaging in scapegoat politics. This is the same type of activity that Adolf Hitler engaged in the overthrow of the Weimar Republic. And, you need to get on the right bus. This one. James Taylor is an intelligent man of compassion. He knows what to do.
We're working on Corey reform with the governor. Very important issue.
Are
you going to play for us today?
No, I'm not going to play. I'm just going to talk a little into
All
this.
right. Nice to meet you.
My pleasure.
Always.
Governor Patrick and Lieutenant Governor Murray have prioritized job creation, and they've got the results to show for it. Massachusetts has a higher rate of job creation since the start of the year than any other state in the country. But the governor also sees that people are still out of work and seeking a better way for themselves and for their families. That is why he's still fighting for each and every single job. Thanks to the government partner and to Governor Patrick and Lieutenant Governor Murray's investments in our schools, students in Massachusetts are the first in the nation in educational achievement. First in the nation. Now that's something that only happens with a governor who values education as deeply as this governor does.
Country was built by immigrants, and we are not going anywhere. And we cannot allow the opposition to say that immigrants drain our resources, because they don't know history and they don't know the truth.
And as we see, the GOP candidate Charlie Baker is espousing the same sort of reactionary scapegoat rhetoric that the GOP is offering in Arizona and in New Hampshire. Noted immigration attorney Margaret Wong knows the truth. I saw her in Cleveland last week and gave her some information about Kelly Ayotte and Joe Arpaio. And she knows, furthermore, that institutions like Citibank are largely responsible for money laundering Mexican drug lord money too. And see, the thing is, we have to be free to disseminate information about these things without fear of oppression and repression from our government. And we're not getting that from the GOP, that's for sure. Under the Patrick administration, we're free to do that and engage in multicultural exchange.
12,000 people off of their unemployment benefits. That's a fact. Charlie Baker and Tim Cahill's answer to those who don't have health care, or those who are struggling to pay for it, is to say, too bad, we can't afford that to help you, and to stand with insurance companies instead of with you. Charlie Baker and Tim Cahill's answer to our children's future is to cut up to $2 billion of education funding and jeopardize our students' position as leaders in the nation. Their answer to everything is to cut taxes. And believe me, I'm a taxpayer. It sounds good. It sounds nice. But they don't tell you that if they get their way, your property taxes will go up, your tolls on the turnpike will go up, your fares on the T and on commuter rail will go up, and your services will go down. They don't tell you that class sizes will get bigger in your kids' schools, that there will be fewer cops on the beat, and fewer firefighters at the ready. Charlie Baker and Tim Cahill share the same strategy: to take your anxiety, whip it up into anger, and try to ride that into office. In crisis, my friends, we need to turn to each other, not on each other.
But that's not how the GOP does it. No, if they've got a crisis and you bring it up, they threaten to arrest you. And it doesn't matter what kind of credentials you've got. Doesn't matter if you've got a mayoral commendation or anything like that. Doesn't matter what kind of press pass you've got or what kind of recommendations you've had as far as the strength of your blog. Whatever it is, they're gonna come get you.
What's your name?
It's none of your business.
Oh, it is to ask. You don't have to tell me. See, that's how it works. You'll get to learn. Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
I'm not touching you. Leave.
Don't touch my equipment. That's an extension of me.
Leave.
Don't touch me, officer. They cannot touch me. Okay? I'm a member of the press. Yes, I do. Yes, I'm a member of NEMP. I've been a member for a year and a half now, sir. Okay? So I don't have to go anywhere.
Okay, it wasn't a private function. Anybody could pay to play. It's simple. It wasn't private at all. It was no more private than the Facebook invite that Kelly Ayotte put out in Manchester 2 weeks prior. She threatened to arrest me there. Unbelievable.
Well, don't let her touch me, okay? That's all. Don't let her touch me. All right? I beg your pardon, sir?
Just don't touch anybody else.
I didn't. I haven't. You saw it, right?
John, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Were you aware that they tried a similar initiative here in the Monadnock Valley about 5 years ago? They tried to criminalize being an undocumented worker at that time, and they made it into trespassing. Were you aware of that failed initiative 5 years ago?
No, I'm not aware of it, but they may have been ahead of the game. But by the way, have they been successful?
No, that failed. Also, do you honestly think that undocumented workers are the cause of our economic woes in this country? And there's plenty of M1 and M2 going around in the world. I mean, is it, really lay on them?
All undocumented workers, what everybody else is undocumented. They are criminals. I should be getting an award.
No, I don't think so. This is what's becoming symbolic of the GOP these days, is these politics of exclusion and scapegoatism. And what it is, basically, it's the politics that Hitler rode to fame and fortune, if you will. That's what it's all about. Blame Deval for everything that's wrong in Massachusetts. Blame the undocumented workers for every economic woe that's going on in the country. And, if you're savvy, or if you have half an ounce of intellectual honesty, you can clearly see that that's false.
Several years ago, 5 years ago in Monadnock, to criminalize being undocumented. They were trespassing then. And I tried to ask her that, but she didn't want to answer my question.
I think everyone in this room, you'll find, is for enforcing the laws that we have on immigration.
Right. Hey, Kelly, how is this any different from the Monadnock initiative 5 years ago that was thrown out? Do you remember that, Kelly? I guess you don't recall, you just don't want to speak about it. Here he goes. Yeah, they tried it 5 years ago on Monadnock. I don't know if you knew that or not. They tried the same thing, and it didn't work.
Okay.
They tried to make it trespassing. That's what they tried. Yeah.
Now, see, the thing is, Kelly Ayotte was against it back then, all right? And she said you can't do that. But now she's buddied up with Joe Arpaio because people like Debbie Schlussel and other writers have said she's soft on illegals and all this stuff. So now she's going to jump around and do whatever she can to get into office now. And it's scary because we all know that Massachusetts and New Hampshire run the U.S., and if this woman is elected a state senator, or rather a U.S. senator from New Hampshire, that does not bode well for the freedoms that we hold so dearly in this country.
Basis, I want to get it clear. What's the basis for this?
Function.
Private function.
Yep. Go ahead and get your stuff together. We're going to head out, okay?
And it's not viewpoint-based
Do you want me to
discrimination.
pick your stuff up, or are you going to pick it up yourself?
Wait, it says a private function. These are members of the media right here at this private function.
They've been invited.
They were? You guys getting personal advice, or did you just sign in? What was your process when you got to the door, guys?
So,
what was your process?
Are you going to pick your stuff up?
No, I'm just trying to figure out, before that happens, officer, I just want to be clear about this, okay?
It's private function.
Okay.
You're being asked to leave.
And no, I'm being singled out to leave. That's what's going on. And everybody here knows it, okay? These guys are members of the media just like I am, so why am I being selected to leave?
People there are asking you to leave. You have to leave.
It's totally viewpoint-based discrimination. You know it is, okay? And this is, I mean, is this the hallmark? Is this, remember the GOP a couple of years ago when they arrested all those people? Is this what's going on here now?
Go and pick up your stuff and let's head out.
Why? I want to see where these guys got invites.
Because you've been asked to leave.
Because what? Because Kelly Ayotte doesn't like me? Is that why I got asked to leave?
Are you going to leave? You're going to get arrested.
So this is how it's done, you know, with the GOP these days. You've got people like Kelly Ayotte, Charlie Baker, scapegoat politics 101. And so we see how the GOP handles things, and it's actually quite shameful. But look, you know, that's not my America. This is my America, the America that I saw yesterday. You take a look, you make the choice.
Moving forward, never backward. This is not just what Bay Staters do. This is who we are. So today, standing with all of you in this wonderful park, I want us together to send a message to Charlie Baker and Tim Cahill, and I hope they hear it loud and clear. We are not going back. We are moving forward.
Gotta love the puppies.
I love the puppies.
Take care, man. Thanks for a lifetime of music, too.
Oh, thank you.